All right, here's a quick review of the pen tool. And again, I am not a huge pen tool user in Photoshop. I like it, but I also teach a vector class where we use the pen tool all the time for logo design. So I don't generally use it a lot in Photoshop. The pen tool is used for creating vector paths. To use the pen tool, and you can use it in Photopea. I'm only going to do the recap for Photoshop because Photopea is just a little bit more complicated. But you click to put down a knot or a point, and then click again, but don't let go, and drag to create an angle. What's going to happen as this is created is that you will see handles appear. In Photoshop, you can hold down the Alt key and grab the handle on the side of the direction you're going, and you want to position it so it's going to go along the path. So I'm going to hold down Alt, take this, and make it go that direction because that's the direction that we're dealing with, right? We want to go along that. So I'm going to zoom up here so you can see it better. All right, so now that I've got that here, I can click and it goes that direction. It's automatically going to go whatever direction it's headed. So if I see that handle is going this way, that's okay because I need to go that way anyway. Then you pull the handle and decide where it needs to go. And see, this one's going to go launch off that way, but I need to go down. So I'm going to hold down Alt and click. Now in Photopea, you can click on the dot again with Alt, and then you can go the other direction. It's just a little easier in here, okay? So that's not going the right way. I'm going to hold down Alt, I'm going to reposition it, and then continue on. And it's not too bad once you kind of get the hang of it. It just takes some time to get used to the tools. Now in Photoshop, a lot of good Photoshop people, if you watch speed art, a lot of people who do speed art do this sort of thing because it's just, you can make really good curves. Like curves are the big thing here when it comes to the pen tool. That's the whole point of it. You can create paths made from curves. So, but once you get it finished, and I'm not going to take the time here in this short video to finish it, but once you get it finished, let's just cut off her face a little bit. I'm sure she appreciates that. Sorry, daughter. Okay. All right, so once we get back to the beginning, oops. By the way, you can hit Control-Z to back up one time. And then, of course, I need to figure out where I started this, and I'm not really sure where that is. So, yeah. All right. So once you have your path, what do you do with it? And again, to draw a path with a pen tool, you do have to make sure this is on path, or it will draw a shape. So in Photoshop, they've added a button up here. So you can create a mask from this pen tool shape. And then instead of using paint brushes on this mask, this is a vector mask. And if I go to my properties panel, which I don't have pulled up right now, well, I guess I do, I just don't know where it is. Oh, here, properties panel. Now when I'm clicked on this mask, you can see it says vector mask. I can have the density slider just like the other mask and so forth, but you don't use a paintbrush, you just move your points. So a couple buttons down from the pen tool is the direct selection tool. If you click on your path with the direct selection tool, then you can move your points around or change those angles after the fact. And so as you pull those in, you can make changes to whatever you have on here, and then it automatically updates real time. And you just grab a hold of those handles and continue working with those. So anyway, that's just a very quick version of that. You can add a vector mask in Photopea also, but in Photoshop, if you really wanted to, you could then turn this into a normal vector rasterized mask, which is your normal layer mask that you can then paint on like this. Now I can paint on it my normal masks I could do. So that's just a super quick review of the pen tool demonstrated in Photoshop.